Hi everybody. This video is just going to be a quick little how-to on pendulums, and we're going to use it to start off what is Lab 7 of this semester. So you're not actually going to see my face because my pendulum is down here. So right here I just have a pendulum. In Lab 7 you're going to encounter a lot of different names for the pendulum, so let's just go over those. The weight at the end of the string is called the bob, so this is the pendulum bob right here. And then I'm going to refer to this as the string, and mine actually is a string. I think for some of you guys you got thread, others you might be using fishing line, but for all practical purposes we'll just use string to go ahead and describe that. So for one part of the lab you're going to be varying the weight of the bob, so you'll use different bobs that have different masses. And for another part, you'll vary the length of the string. So from the pivot point to the bob, this is the length of the string, and for one part of the lab, you're going to vary that. One important thing to do when you're setting up the pendulum, don't just hold it in your hand. Your hand might be moving back and forth, and that will create some errors in your data if your hand is moving. So you can hang it from anywhere, a tree branch, or just hang it from the side of your desk, just anywhere that's not going to move. So don't just hold it with your hand there. In the lab, we talk about displacing the pendulum through a small angle to go ahead and start it oscillating or moving back and forth. A small angle generally means less than 30 degrees, and for practical purposes, it ends up being less than 10. So right now, mine's right there at the end of the protractor at 90, and if I displace it by 30 degrees, I actually bring it all the way up out here, which is unnecessary for this lab. You can stay in even with 10 degrees and you'll still get good oscillations. So when we talk about a small angle, keep it beneath 30 degrees, but more around 10 degrees is all you're going to need for the lab. And the last thing I want to discuss in this video is how to count oscillations. One oscillation is the time it takes for the pendulum bob to go from the beginning, so say right here, to the other end and back to the beginning. That is one oscillation. So a mistake would be when you count your oscillations, if we're counting 5 oscillations, to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is not the correct way to count. Okay, so the correct way to count oscillations would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So each oscillation is a there and back is a full oscillation. So we'll go ahead and count out 5. And that was 5. Okay, so you'll be doing that in your lab this week.